Hey guys, I just had some thoughts this morning about my Bible study, and I wanted to share those with you. Um, and uh, so in Second Kings, yeah, like you can read that. Reading in Second Kings chapter 17, and this is where Hoshea becomes king, but then Israel is actually taken captive, and basically ceases to be a nation at this point. Um, But one of the things that it said in this passage that really kind of stuck out to me was in verse 15. It said it's talking about Israel, and it's God's kind of outlining some of the things he did wrong. Um, and describing how he warned them over and over through his prophets. But the Israelites would not listen. They were stubborn. They rejected his decrees. They despised his warnings. And this is the part that really stuck out to me. They worshipped worthless idols, so they became worthless themselves. Um, and then it goes on to say they follow the examples of other nations. But that really stuck out to me today is they worshiped worthless idols, and so they became worthless themselves. Because one of the things that, in fact, one of Sharp House values is value. It's the word value, and it's got it kind of has a double meaning in that our goal is to always create lasting value and to create more value than we consume. But it also, the other meaning for it is that we believe that every human being on the planet who's ever existed is created with intrinsic worth, that they are worth something because God created them and they're created in, and He created them in His image. And so they have intrinsic worth. But this passage here is saying that these Israelites became worthless because they worshiped worthless idols. Um, and so I'm like, anytime I see something like that, I'm like, those are the good passages that forced you to reconcile two apparently conflicting ideas. And as I was thinking about it, it became obvious. If I spend my life now, I might have intrinsic worth, right? I might be, you know, have value in myself. Let's say um, a something useful like a hammer, right? Let's say I've got a hammer. It has intrinsic worth. I can use it to drive nails. But let's say that I don't ever use it, or it's at the bottom of the ocean, right? How valuable, how much worth is how much practical worth is in that item if it never gets used for its purpose, right? And that is, I think, what this passage is talking about. It's different. It's different from our intrinsic worth. We have so much potential and so much ability and so much that's just been put in us just because we're created in the image of God. But but do we actually? What do we do with that intrinsic worth? What is our practical worth? Because if I spend my life at the altar of, say, partying and alcohol and um, drugs and sex, and or maybe I just spend my life at the altar of money and achievement, and how much worth am I actually generating if I in this life as a billionaire, right? But then I go on to hell, and I never spend any time with the things that you know, what value is that, right? It talks about the farmer who stored up all the, grain, and then he died, and he's like, oh man, I'm saving all this money for a day in the future that ends up never coming. Okay, the I think that's the idea is, you know, the practical worth of my life derives itself from the things that I actually choose to value. Okay. And my challenge for you today is to look at the things that you value, and for me to look at the things that I value, and to say, are these worthy things? Because if I invest my life in these things, am I going to be happy with the result? If I spend my life, just trying to have fun, just trying to watch, relax and watch movies and have a good, I mean, there's nothing wrong with those things in and of themselves. But if the goal of my life is to just relax, to retire, to whatever, right? To take it easy, if that's what I really value, then in the end, maybe the biggest tragedy is that my dreams are actually fulfilled and I get what I want and I spend my life effectively pursuing something that's worthless. So am I worthless? That's a question that I intrinsically no, 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 no. But if I spend my life in a worthless pursuit, then practically can I say that I lived a worthy life? So I'm encouraging you guys today to look for something of real worth and pursue that sacrificially. Pursue that when it hurts. Pursue that when it's hard. Um, and yeah, um, have a great day.